Dummy Heat PVC Encapsulated Electric Heating Film Installation Guide for Tile Floors. Before installation, prepare the floor according to the requirements. Ensure the power distribution system meets design standards or requirements after the modifications to the power distribution system are complete. Clean and level the initial floor, leaving space for the final finished floor height. Based on the room layout, plan the number and locations of thermostats in advance. Before laying the heating film, reserve the power lines for the thermostats and perform the necessary cuts. The junction box also requires cutting. When laying the heating film, group it reasonably based on the thermostat's load. Construction preparation. When laying the heating film, group the electric heating film in the room according to the load of the thermostat. For a 16-amp thermostat, it is recommended to carry heating film of up to 3000 watts at 220 to 230 volts and up to 1920 watts at 110 to 120 volts. If the heating film in the room exceeds the above loads, additional units need to be added. After the floor is accepted, lay the insulation boards in order. The function of the insulation board is to prevent heat loss downward. Polyurethane boards can be used as material. The gaps between the insulation boards should be controlled to within 5 mm and fixed with ordinary tape. Place the external temperature sensor. Each Wi-Fi thermostat comes with 2 temperature sensor wires, one connected to the thermostat and the other as a spare. Ensure the area where the heating film is laid is clean and free from foreign objects. Strictly follow the design drawings to lay the heating film evenly and flatly on the insulation boards, leaving a 5 to 10 cm gap between the heating films. Ensure the marked side of the film is facing up. Attach the temperature sensor to any heating area of the film and fix it with ordinary tape. Unroll the wires on the heating film. Each piece of heating film comes with 4 meters of wire. The brown wire is live, and the blue wire is neutral. Neatly lay the power lines. Install the thermostat extension wires and junction box. Connect the power lines to the junction box. Secure them. Then attach the dust cover and install the cover plate. Perform a test using a multimeter in resistance mode to measure the resistance of the heating film's lead wires. Based on the measured resistance, calculate the power and record the results. Compare with the design power, and the deviation within 10% is considered acceptable. Use a megameter to test the insulation resistance of the protective earth (PE) wire of the heating film lead wire, ensuring that the normal resistance value is above 2 megohms. Perform a power-on test using a 220 volts or 110 volts temporary power supply. While powering on, use a clamp meter to test the current in the circuit. Calculate the power based on the measured current and compare it with the design power. A deviation within 10% is considered acceptable. Perform a power-on test on the heating film and use a thermometer to check the heating status. Once the test is passed, proceed with laying the cement leveling layer. To avoid cutting or damaging the heating film, use mortar without stones, or if stones are necessary, use smooth-edged gravel. During construction, lay composite boards not less than 10 mm thick over the transport path of the heating film and ensure there are no sharp objects like iron nails. Additionally, avoid direct foot traffic on the heating film during construction. On-site supervision should be carried out during the installation process to address any issues immediately. After the cement leveling layer has cured, Perform a second test on the heating film. Once the test is passed, proceed with installing the thermostat. Typically, the thermostat requires connections for the power neutral and leaf wires, load neutral and live wires, and probe wires. Be sure to distinguish between neutral and leaf wires when wiring, and never connect them incorrectly. For detailed instructions, please refer to the thermostat installation tutorial on this channel. After the thermostat is installed, test the electric heating system and use a temperature gun or thermal imaging camera to observe the floor's temperature increase. For energy-efficient electric heating, it is recommended to set the heating temperature between 18 to 22 degrees Celsius. Frequently turning on electric heating increases energy consumption, so it is advised to use it properly when there are people in the room. Set the room temperature between 18 to 22 degrees Celsius when the room is unoccupied for a long time. Set the temperature between 8 to 10 degrees Celsius. The electric heating system can be turned off if the room is unoccupied for an extended period.